And welcome to another episode of Unplugged Live. I'm here with my usual co host, unlike last week, where Rodney ran the show. Thank you, Rodney. We got Rodney Hunt and we have Adam Zalay. And tonight, we're going to have a special guest, Jeffrey from There's a Trick for That. He's on to kind of tell us about what he has going on his channel, a little bit about himself. I'll let him introduce himself in just a minute, but I want to thank everyone for being here. And yes, as y'all know, tonight is the night. We've been teasing it for quite a while. We are giving away one full system to one of you guys, or gals, one of y'all in the audience here. And we're going to be announcing the winners of the MidNite Power. See, this is MidNite. There we go. MidNite Power new rebranding, which is part of the rebranding. So we're going to announce that tonight, and there's going to be two winners from that. They will be contacted as well. But, man, we'll tell you about how you're going to enter for that. Most of you veterans here know what we're going to do, but we'll get around to it in a moment. I'm Eric with East Texas Homestead and Home Energy Independence. Thanks for joining us. Jeffrey, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, how you got into solar, whatever you want to tell us about your channel.
Awesome. I'm excited to be here, and thank you for letting me participate and join you guys. It is kind of a funny way I got into this whole solar niche and what have you. It's always fascinated me, and mostly from the perspective of just independence and preparedness. And saving money on my electric bill. The whole green thing never really spoke to me, but I just wanted to be prepared and save money and what have you. Anyway, I didn't start out on this channel trying to do anything with solar necessarily. It actually started out as kind of an outdoor camping type channel, and it just so happened that I had one of those little portable power stations that I'd take with camping, and just mentioned it in passing in some of my videos, and noticed that there was quite a bit of interest in that, and so I kind of played off that a little bit and got some more interest. And anyway, fast forward a number of months, I was just trying different things for the channel, and I made a video about how I was offsetting the power consumption of my air conditioner with solar power. And that video kind of blew up, and so that kind of made me really focus in on solar, and the rest is history. And now I think we're up to solar-powered air conditioner version 5.0 or something. It keeps getting better with each year that passes, so.
Very good. And I see some comments coming in here about your backdrop. Tell us about that. Apparently people know what
your channel.
That's right. Yeah, no, it's great to see the participation, the excitement. Yes, that is the famous Tower of Power. So I'm up to about 111 kilowatt hours of battery storage at this point. Yeah. And anyway, could add more. The issue that I'm running into now is just physical space. I'm kind of at max capacity for physical space. But it's been a fun project to build, and definitely meets my needs. It's fantastic.
Very good. Well, thanks for joining us. Hey, if you notice and you're not on the audio podcast, which if you want to find the audio podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the places. If you're watching, you'll notice there's a ticker going across the top. Right now, we've got a total of 1,285 kilowatt hours from the audience. So the way that you actually do that, there's a ticker going across the bottom now. It's our solar roll call. Drop your production for today only, not the week, not the year, whatever, just today. And you're going to put star, 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 just 3 stars, no spaces, your kilowatt hours for the day, and where you're located, Texas, wherever. Okay, so that'll go up there. We're going to try, maybe today we'll hit 3 megawatt hours. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. What do you guys think? What are the odds?
I mean, we had 2.5, didn't we?
We had 2.5, yeah. So I think we could do it. And I think with the giveaway, maybe we'll have enough people on here to pull us over the edge.
And right now, it looks like we got 134 people in the stream that I see. So if you guys can help us out, hit the like button. I know you might not want to share it out because you might want to win the system, but if you do share it out, that's great. If not, it is what it is, but hit that like button for us. We appreciate it.
That's right. That's right. We appreciate everybody being here. And the chat looks like we've got some good conversations going in there. Some jokes. Thank you, Randy. All the things. If you have questions, go ahead and place a QQQ. We do these 3 numbers or 3 characters or whatever it is. That way we can actually filter through. I can find some of the questions. I'm running it tonight, so I'm going to lean on these guys to also see things in the chat. But put QQQ in there. It'll help me filter it down. Specifically, we would love to have questions for Jeffrey. If you have questions about anything else, that's fine too, but we're going to prioritize questions specifically to Jeffrey tonight. Yeah, Adam and Rodney. I guess we'll start with Rodney because you're up top left. What have you been up to this week, real quick, and then we'll let Adam, or just pass it off to him.
Working, and I finished that video. I actually published a video this week, so I know everybody's excited, once a month or once every 45 days that I actually get to post. But I went into kind of Adam territory. I have no idea what happened. I made a 35-minute video. I'm like, hey, and I cut like 10 minutes out of this thing. I was like, what was I doing? Like, I was just talking and talking. I'm like, my goodness. Hey, but Blue Eddie was very excited. They liked the video, so we might be doing some other things together.
Fantastic.
So it's always a good thing when the company likes what you did. And of course, they gave me the thing to make the video of, but
Sure. Very good. All right, cool, man. Adam, what have you been up to this week?
Well, I mean, not a whole lot solar related. I felt really weird because I put out that reminder for folks about the giveaway, and I looked, and that was like the first video that I have posted in like a month. And I was like, how has it gone that long since I've posted anything? But a lot of stuff around outside. Had a Cedar Point trip with my wife last weekend. That was a blast, just the two of us going. And really getting pumped up about tonight, waiting to see, all the new things, waiting to learn a little more about Jeffrey and his channel, and then really getting into that giveaway. So
yeah, absolutely. That's going to be fun. I know we've had a lot of people kind of chomping at the bit for this one. It's not Rodney's 25,000 giveaway.
Why do we got to keep bringing that up now? Let's just forget that.
You're the one that started, all right?
I did not say a giveaway. It was just a $25,000 system. Okay. We were just experimenting with seeing what we could buy with that.
Well, that's not what most people
one day on this channel, we're going to give away a $25,000 system. I guarantee you. So y'all guys subscribe and keep on watching. Eventually, we're going to do it.
Hey, we're giving away, or at least we're announcing the giveaway of over $25,000 tonight.
That's true.
Which, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So I haven't put out anything in a while. So that's I was on vacation all last week, and next week's not looking good either. So I'm trying my best this week, but it's a short one. So Jeffrey, what's your latest video? Like, what are you digging into? And like, what has been your thing recently?
Yeah.
Video.
Well, it's been busy. I put out a number of videos back to back. At first I put up a poll for my audience and found out what they were all trying to get for Prime Day, and then I went and scoured the internet and did a 3-part video that 3 separate videos in different categories for people, trying to help them find some good deals. So we did that. Mixed in with that, I did a very cool video that may have gotten a little overshadowed by Prime Day, but EcoWorthy has their server rack battery, the QBix 100 Pro. Fairly new to the market. It's been out a couple of months. Anyway, first battery that I'm aware of, or at least have heard of on the market, that has the new electrolyte in the lithium iron phosphate cells that can charge below freezing. It needs to charge at a reduced current, but it can charge below freezing. Anyway, as typical for a lot of the companies in China and stuff, they're very fast to bring their products to the market. And the firmware and software for the battery was not up to snuff to fully support that charging feature. So anyway, they've developed it further, released a firmware update, and was able to test that on camera and see if it indeed did what it was supposed to do when it came to charging below freezing. And it did, and it worked really well.
So did you lose any capacity with them adding electrolytes, or is the battery bigger, or?
Nope, same physical size, yeah. It's just a different electrolyte that they use in the cells. The exchange, if it goes below freezing and you try to charge it, the exchange is it only charges at a 10 amp maximum. It won't accept the full 100 amp maximum. But the cool thing about that is you can at least dump 10 amps. A lot of battery heaters and stuff will consume about that much. And you're just burning the energy to heat the battery up till it starts to charge. So the cool thing is the 10 amps you're dumping in is warming the cells. It does warm up, but it's also going to charge the battery as well. So for cold weather people where they don't have a good place to climate control their batteries, that could be a really good product and option. And then coming up soon, very exciting. I've been doing a lot of content about the plug-in solar systems because those are really coming on strong now. And anyway, I just got to test probably the best plug-in solar system I've tested so far on the channel. It's very exciting. So that's forthcoming here soon.
And where are you located? That's I believe
I'm in the great state of Utah.
Yeah. Okay. Utah is the first to do that, right?
That's right. Yeah. I believe there's 6 other states now that it's legal to do. But yeah, Utah was the very first one to fully legalize it last year.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we've got some questions coming in, so we'll jump over here. First one, and we've got not quite done yet. Love the tag or the name there. For Jeffrey, some of your channel content gets technical. What's your professional background?
That is a great question. So not as technical as a lot of people might think. At first, I wanted to go into electrical engineering, actually. But that didn't pan out. So what I do actually professionally when I'm not shooting YouTube videos is I'm a kitchen designer. And I design custom kitchens, bathrooms, laundry rooms, mud rooms, that kind of thing for people.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely not in the electrical space or anything. But it's always been a fascination of mine. So I've just done a lot of self-learning and different things like that. I did for a period of time. I was an HVAC technician. That was very early on in my life. So I am a licensed HVAC technician. I don't practice, but that does bring a little bit of the technical know-how, especially when it comes to the HVAC and stuff. But that covers a lot of electrical stuff as well, so I can comprehend it pretty easily. So
yeah.
Anyway,
but crossover there. Well, so
yeah.
What is, in your opinion, the worst thing people do in a kitchen design? I'm just curious. Is it like put the microwave next to the toaster? I don't know. What's the cardinal sin?
That's a great question. The worst mistake that people could make is trying to guess what a future homeowner would want. They're trying to build the kitchen for future resale value someday when they sell the house. So they're trying to build the house for the future person, and they don't prioritize as much their preferences and things that they want to do. The truth of the matter is, a lot of the time, well, it's impossible to guess what someone will want to do. So make it the way you want it for you personally, and then let the next people that buy your house worry about how they want to make it their own, because they probably will. Even if you try to guess what they want, there's a high likelihood they're going to move in and immediately start a remodel or something like that. So
yeah, don't guess their favorite paint color. Got it.
Yes. Okay. That's the number one. That's not necessarily design, but that's the number one piece of advice I give to people that help kind of steer them a little bit. So
Gotcha. Well, great. Well, thanks for going off topic there for just a minute.
Yeah.
All right, I got to find the comment section again. I had to go out of full screen and kind of dig around for a second. So I know we got quite a few coming in. There's a lot of you guys. So if y'all are just joining the stream, thanks a ton for joining. We're obviously giving away a really big ticket item tonight. It's going to be awesome. I do just want to go ahead and mention we're not sponsored by MidNite Power. They're just asking us to give this away. That's all it is. We get nothing out of it. Y'all get something out of it, or at least one of you guys does. So we're really excited to do this for them. We're also announcing their new rebrand, their new name, and their logo. So we're pretty excited about that. It's pretty cool. So if you are new here, consider subscribing, smash the like button, and we'll carry on with y'all's questions. Put QQQ in the question, and we will be sure to read it. And let's see.
And star for your solar production for today. If you just joined the stream, you don't know about that. Star, how many kilowatt hours you produce today, and your state, if you want to put that in, or your country. And we do have international viewers, so
that's
let us
right.
know that.
That's right. All right, here we go. So for Jeffrey, oh, no, we already did that one. Shoot, I thought it would disappear after we looked at it. I guess not. All right, here we go. Jeff says, is the QBix Pro UL listed yet?
Good question. The QBix 100 Pro, the one that has the special electrolyte, is not UL listed yet. They're working on it. So it will be in the semi-near future, but it's not there yet.
The non-pro version is.
Yes, that is correct. The one without the screen, and they've got that plastered all over the place. That's a big selling point for them. So it's pretty easy to find that one.
It's crazy because I did a video on the QBix 100 Pro as well, and I couldn't get it to do any reduction in charging initially during my cold temperature tests.
Is that right?
After seeing yours with the firmware update, because originally they weren't even doing any reduction at all when you were in open loop. It was only closed loop, but even that I couldn't replicate. And then watching yours, I'm like, sweet, they got it in open loop now too.
Yes, yeah, I only tested it in open loop, and it worked flawlessly.
All right. So John Montgomery says, I'm subscribed to your, oh, it went away. So, oh my goodness, I got to read it over here. All right. Says, I'm subscribed to your channel. Great content. How did you come with the idea for a 240 volt plug-in solar?
Great question. And thank you so much for being subscribed. I always say my subscribers are my YouTube family. And even though I don't know all of their names individually, I do see them come through the comments and what have you, and I appreciate them. So the 240 volt solar or plug-in solar was quite simple. It actually a spin-off kind of from my solar powered air conditioner. Very similar, almost identical concept. So most plug-in solar is just 120 volt, and the problem with that is it only offsets half of your panel. And so the 240 volt idea came to mind because at least here in the state of Utah, the law is pretty loose, right? The biggest requirement is that you can't exceed 1,200 watts of power, going in at any given, or I'm sorry, getting exported to the grid. That's kind of how it's worded. So if you have, I'm just going to pull numbers out of the sky, but 20,000 watts of solar, and you can consume all of that or charge batteries with that, and you're only exporting without the interconnect agreement or anything, you're only exporting 1,200 watts or less, you're good, at least in this state. And anyway, I saw that Hoy Miles came out with a limiter that you can put in your panel, and you can program it. You can actually dial in how much you want it to export, if any at all, or you can even program it so that your house is always drawing, say, like 100 watts or something from the grid to really kind of give you a buffer or whatever. So when I saw that, I was like, that would be perfect. And so I kind of started thinking, and the 240 volt plug-in solar came to life, and made the video about it. So that's basically how I came up with it. Yeah, pretty simple, straightforward.
Okay, very cool. So is this a product that it was just theoretical, or not theoretical, it's just something that you've done and it was just like, hey, that was kind of cool. Anybody else want to copy, you can copy it, or is this a product that you're now selling? I'm new to your
Good
channel,
question.
so I'm
Yeah, what are you
feel free to
doing? Why
promote it
haven't?
if
No,
it
I'm just
is.
teasing.
It's a huge, YouTube is huge. Yeah.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Yes, it is huge. So no, it's a very much DIY product. It is not a kit like the one that I'm going to be showing in the near future. That comes with solar panels and stands and inverters and cables, everything in a box, and you just open it up and plug it all in and connect it. The 240 volt system is something you have to go out and buy this part over here and buy that part over there, and build the system yourself together. But in the video, I've got every single part linked, so you can literally just go through and click all the links, and you can get all the parts that you need.
Very cool. All right. Well, I'm going to have to go check out that video. All right. Alex says, are there plans to hack the Anker Solix C2000 Gen 2 soon?
That is a great question. Yes, I'm always wanting to hack more power stations. I just need an Anker Solix C2000 Gen 2 to be able to test with. So don't have one of those, but I do have the next installment of the Anker Solix hacks videos coming out soon as well. So be excited for that. We're going to massively expand the solar charging capability in addition to the battery expansion on the Anker units.
Very cool. Adam and Rodney, if you guys have any questions you want to jump in with, feel free. Otherwise, I'll just keep reading through the list.
I'm having fun listening.
Yeah.
All right. All right, great. Let's find the next comment. All right. Would love to hear more about balcony solar.
Okay. Yeah, balcony solar, plug-in solar, I consider it all the same thing. And really, you've got to first check, with where you live. Generally speaking, it's a statewide law that is getting passed everywhere. Some municipalities and stuff, usually it's the power company that has the biggest sway. So if you have a really small like co-op or something like that, sometimes a cluster of communities or whatever will have their own agreement for plug-in solar or / balcony solar. But generally speaking, it's a statewide law that needs to pass. So that is essentially the legalities of that. Technically, if you involve proper electrical practices and stuff, if you can figure out a way to not export any power to the grid and just do 100% self-consumption, technically you can deploy plug-in solar wherever. The issue is now you're running the risk of potentially backfeeding, right? And with our smart meters and stuff on our houses, the electric companies can catch that really, really easily. And so I always counsel people, just chill out, wait until your state passes it. It's really only a matter of time. The snowball is growing very fast, and I think it's a law that both sides of the aisle can get behind, because it's either green, if people want to look at it that way. It gives energy independence, gives the grid free power, that they don't have to generate and they don't have to pay you for when you do backfeed. Anyway, I think there's benefits across the board. So, but generally speaking, they're all going to be 120 volt systems, and most likely they're going to be less than 2,000 watts for the full kit across the board.
I'm just wondering if you have any of the background on how this all got passed in Utah and what's the biggest electrical provider, I guess. And did they fight it? I have Duke Energy here in North Carolina. I don't think it would ever pass because they literally run every politician on both sides in this whole state. So I don't think it would ever pass. But just wondering about Utah.
Yeah. So now that, I don't know 100%. I know there was a member of the legislature here who learned about plug-in solar, from Europe and stuff like that, and he just thought, why in the world do we not have something like this here? Mm-hmm. And so he sponsored a bill, and it sailed through. And at that time, plug-in solar wasn't really a thing at all here in the United States, right? Utah was the first one. So I think that bill kind of just flew under the radar of the big utility companies and stuff. Because because the reason is they once it passed and people started plugging these systems in here, there were numerous people who I know, and Jason Oid, who you had on a couple of weeks ago, he's my neighbor just down the street here, not too far.
Oh, cool.
And he was one of them. And anyway, he Rocky Mountain Power, who's the main power provider here, Rodney, that is who services the vast majority of our state here. There's a teeny corner down kind of in the St. George area that is serviced by a different company, but generally it's Rocky Mountain Power across the state. And Rocky Mountain Power paid him a visit because he doesn't have a permit, grid tie solar. I do. I've had it for years. So me plugging my stuff in, they didn't even notice, right? It just kind of backfeeds along with my other system. But for Jason and some of my other neighbors, they noticed and they came and knocked on his door and was like, hey, you can't do that. And he had to say, well, actually I can, House Bill 340, check it out, Anyway, they said, oh, okay, and so didn't give him any other grief. However, they have found a loophole, at least here in the state. If you want to get your meter changed out, because if you don't get a smart meter put in that tracks the backfeed, it can actually charge you. They'll actually charge you for any power that you export. And so you have to get your meter switched out. Under the law, they're supposed to do that for free, but the law does not spell out any specific time frame that they need to do it in. And so basically people are just stuck on a perpetual wait list and are at the mercy of whenever Rocky Mountain Power decides to come do it, which may be never.
Some of the people late to the party. You can get an LTC, but we're not getting it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bummer. Okay.
Just like the government.
Here we go, Rodney.
Sorry. I won't get started tonight.
All right. So Ricketts, kind of on the same. This is a popular topic. What do you think is going to be more popular? Small balcony solar, EcoFlow, or small zero export solar? In other words, your Hoy Miles system and Anker F3000.
Great question. I think it really kind of depends. I think there's going to be a group of people that like the simplicity and the cost effectiveness of just a purely plug-in system without any batteries or anything to add complexity and cost, mainly probably. It is something that you can literally set up in an hour or two, plug in, and you immediately start getting a payback on it. There are other people, though, that want that extra layer of either being able to harvest their power and store it, for later, or do peak shaving, time of use, whatever they want to do with the battery and the power system combo. So I think there's space in the market for both. If the companies are smart, they will figure out a way to combine both technologies. So you could get a plug-in system, get it going, and then down the road, add the battery or whatever to it. Then you have the best of both worlds.
So I saw a system come across my email that sounds like it may be doing something similar. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think companies maybe starting to catch on.
I will insert here on going back to my 240 volt system. That one, because it's 100% DIY, and I've hacked some of the other 120 volt ones to do this as well. but you do have the option of either adding a battery or not across the board. And the only thing you add is a charge controller and a battery. So
cool. All right. I'm going to do another little plug since we're halfway through. If you're new, thanks again for joining us. Seems like we got a lot of Jeffrey's fan base over here. So thanks for stopping by Unplugged. If this is your first time, we do this every Thursday night. We bring on different guests. We do different giveaways. We do a lot of fun stuff here, and we're glad you're here to join us tonight. Go ahead and smash that like button. We do have a pretty good ratio of y'all that are doing that, so appreciate it. Also, let me look up here. Okay, we haven't hit the 3 megawatts yet, so let's try to 2.8 2.8 megawatt hours. So if you have your solar production for the day, enter *** space what your kilowatt hour is for the day, and then go ahead and give us your location, and then we're gonna go ahead and get it into the roll. In fact, let's take a real quick trip over there. I think it's gonna be this one. There we go. All right, I haven't looked at this in a while. So we've got the vast majority of you guys are up here in this top. Oh my goodness. As soon as I move my mouse, I can't see what it is. There it is. 0 to 20 kilowatt hours, but that is a bunch of power coming in. So very cool. We've got some of these 246 Florida Solar Design Group. Man, wow. How about that?
Rodney. How big is your system? That's what I want to know.
Surgeon
awesome.
Tech.
Why are you saying Rodney like I'm the only one that got lost or something? Like we all lost.
Well, yeah, but Rodney, come on, man.
hey, mine was pitiful today, only 151. So.
Oh man, hey,
clouds.
Surgeon Tech. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he beat you out too, man, dude. I guess you got that system rolling, man. Good job. That's huge.
Yeah. Nice.
So good job, everybody. That's
6 in the 100 plus.
That's different for us.
Yeah.
So very cool. I haven't put mine in yet. I haven't looked. It's probably gonna be somewhere like 12, but that's pretty good for me. All right. So that's kind of fun. We might poke back in here and take a look again, but let's jump back over. Got to try to find where we're at. I think this is it.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
2.9.
Woo. All right. Jeffrey, what was your solar production, or do you track it?
I do track it. Yeah. Today, thankfully, after however many days of just nonstop heat and fires, the whole state was burning down. Oh, we finally got some rain today. So anyway, a little bit of cloud cover and rain, but let's see what it did today. 40 kilowatt hours still. So not bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beat me out.
It was sunny.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it was sunny all day today, and I was looking up here excited. I was going to see some big numbers, but I didn't use hardly any water today, so the well pump didn't kick on or need anything. I didn't charge the EV down there. So we got 3.2. So sorry, guys, I can't help us.
Yeah. Well, we hit 3 anyways.
Bam.
All right. Nice.
That's the first.
That is a first for us.
That's
all right, we're
awesome.
going to hit 5 by into summer. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Appreciate everybody playing this little game with us. It's kind of fun. All right, let's get back to some of the questions because they keep rolling in for you.
Yeah, lots of them keep coming in.
I know. And we will be doing the giveaway here probably in about 15, 20 minutes. So, or maybe sooner. I don't know. Just don't leave because
you might miss it.
You might miss
it. You have to be in the chat in order to win it.
That's right. Okay. Getting back to the chat. Yeah, we got some questions that are unrelated. Try to come back up here. Woo. Okay. Question, is balcony / plug-in solar coming to Michigan? Anybody have any idea?
I personally don't know that off the top of my head.
I got something right here that I pulled up earlier about this. The states that's in progress. I can tell you. Hold on.
Yeah, tell me if my state's in progress, Rodney.
It says right now fully approved is Utah and Maryland. Signed and not yet in effect is Virginia and Maine. And then passed legislation, but I think it's still got to be signed probably by the governors and stuff like that. Colorado, Idaho, Vermont, Pennsylvania, California, Delaware, Oregon, New Jersey, and New York.
Oh.
So those are the ones I see. It says Wyoming failed. It didn't pass, and Missouri.
How did Maryland get freedom before the rest? Okay, never mind. Okay. All right. Wow, that was really far down. I had to scroll back up to try to find the top of where I could get some questions in here. Will there be a hack to use the EcoFlow Smart Panel 3 and other non-EcoFlow batteries and inverters?
Good question. Sure. There's always going to be more hacks. I just need to get an EcoFlow Smart Panel 3 to test with and see what I can do. I don't have any of the EcoFlow smart panels. In fact, I haven't been on EcoFlow's radar except semi-recently, and I'm not 100% sure if they're convinced that they like me or not because of all the hacks that I do on their stuff. But anyway, we'll see how that all plays out.
Right. Send me some of your stuff so I can show people how to bypass proprietary batteries.
Well, I don't know if you guys have seen. Have you guys seen the WattCycle adapter cable that they made?
Yep.
So when they made their server rack batteries, right? And they sent them to me to test and review right when they hit the market. And anyway, that was right after, or let's see here. Yeah, that was right after I had shown the video of how to use the resistor and stuff and to break into the EcoFlow expansion port. And anyway, after I did that, or once they sent the batteries out, they're like, "Hey, we've been working on a little something, because we saw your hack." And anyway, so very exciting. And
you're like, I'll take commission.
yeah. I knew it would be hot. It's been a very hot thing. WattCycle has actually had a hard time keeping them in stock. So anyway, I think they're somewhat getting a handle on it. I think some of that is because they've kindly upped the price significantly on it, probably just to dampen the interest slightly, unfortunately. But business, at least when you can't keep it on your shelf, you've got to do something to try to get the stock back.
Yeah.
But I will share something. This isn't confidential or anything, and I know my viewers have been excited. So those of you that are from my channel here, you should be very excited to hear this. I can officially confirm that WattCycle is coming out with an EcoFlow Delta Pro adapter cable. So the one that's out currently is just the XT150 plug. And so now they're coming out with the one for the EcoFlow Delta Pro, which is the larger, different size plug, as well as Pecron. So anyway, some exciting stuff for hacking power stations coming out soon.
That's great.
That's good to know, because I think even that question came up when we had both Jasonoid on the live stream and when we had Johnny's Weekends on the live stream.
Okay.
So...
Nice. Did they say the same thing?
They didn't know.
Oh, okay. Nice. Well, there we go. Now y'all know.
Spoiler.
It's coming.
Very cool.
Yeah. I will. Let me add one thing. And they didn't pay me to say this or anything. WattCycle has been kind of going through the ringer a little bit, especially on their 12-volt battery side. And I'm not going to comment too much on that. But on the research and development side, and them actively trying to help, the average Joe to do more for less, ideally with their money. WattCycle is very invested in that, more so than really any other company, and are very good at listening to. They're always looking at people in my comment section. They're always calling. Well, they don't call me. They email me because it's the middle of the night when I'm asleep, when they're awake. But email me, seeking feedback. What are you hearing? What do people need? How can we help? So they're very into that, which I appreciate, which is very unique compared to a lot of other companies.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Well, let's jump into another question. Can any of you guys recommend an affordable dual fuel 300 or 3,000 to 5,000 watt inverter generator? I do not own an inverter generator, so I can't really speak to that. But I can say that the Predator generators, do they do inverters?
Yes.
Okay, those have just been so popular in this space, and those who have them love them. I hardly hear bad things about them. What do y'all think?
I have 2 of them. So, and I like Harbor Freight. I mean, their stuff does work. So I had one for like probably 15 years. Then the other one's the newer one, that big tri-fuel one or whatever. I don't remember what the size is, but 11,000 watts or whatever it is. And that's the one I'm going to use to charge my batteries back if the power goes out and we don't have any sun out, I guess. So that's my backup plan.
Jeffrey, do you have an opinion?
Yeah, what is affordable to some people is not to others, and vice versa. So, where do we draw the line of, affordable? I'm guessing they would classify, a Honda generator as expensive. So anyway, they're really cheap ones. I'm going to be testing one here very soon that's very cheap. It's a 4,000 watt inverter generator. Currently selling for like $400, just over $400. So it'll be very interesting to see how that stacks up. Probably the middle of the road one though that I've been most impressed with is the 4,000 watt max peating rods, 4,000 watt inverter generator. That one's impressed me.
Okay. Donnie's saying he owns a Champion and a Predator, and you can't really go wrong with either.
I also have a Champion.
Yeah, I do too. They're great.
The only generator I own that I don't like is a Generac, but that's just due to the
expensive one.
just due to the safety stuff. Okay, let's find another question here. Got to scroll down. Okay, this is an interesting one. I think I've got an immediate answer, but I'd like to hear y'all's input. Should I add a ground wire to my Chico USA carport if the frames are grounded to the metal carport and bolted into concrete?
Should I add ground wire to the carport?
So essentially, he's got the carport with the panels on top. They're obviously connected to the carport itself.
I'd probably still add a ground myself, just so you can say it's official, if that's what you're trying to do and make it safe. But I'm not exactly sure what Chico actually says about it. It might already be grounded the way they have it built and everything, and their connection points. It might already be grounded if you ground the actual mount itself, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. So here's I'm seeing lots of ground. Yes, absolutely. In the comment section. But then there's also another comment, which is where I was thinking is, yes, but all grounds must go to the house ground. So you don't want to add that second ground rod and then cause that ground loop, from what I understand. So the appropriate way is to take it with your PV wires all the way to your main ground and then get that all interconnected. But I don't know that any of us have the really ability to officially sign off on that. So do your research.
Yeah.
It's going to boil down to your AHJ.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because some places are going to tell you to ground it out there at your array and then still bond it back to your house.
Right.
So I'm not an expert yet, so
that's how we did it at my buddy Mitch's house. We put a ground rod right at the array, and then we also ran a copper cable all the way back over to the main one. All right. So let's see. Okay, what do you think about Colorado's plug and play solar law versus Utah? You familiar?
I am not familiar with the specific language of Colorado's plug-in solar law. I just kind of keep track of, what's happening and what states are working towards it and stuff. But that's publicly accessible information, easy
Yeah.
Google search, and you can read it.
It says it's passed, and it's up to 1,920 watts per meter. So that's 60% higher than Utah's limit. So I guess the limit's just a little higher. I don't think it's not enacted yet, I guess. So I don't think you can do it yet, but it's passed.
Nice.
Okay. Just glanced over at the chat flying by. Sean Connery would say bond. Ground bond. Okay. All right.
Is that Randy?
Hey,
one.
and we're up to 3.5
one, Benjamin.
megawatts. So let's get to 4. So if you
All
haven't
right.
put in your solar information, put **** what your solar production was for today in kilowatt hours, and then your state or your country if you want to put that. And so that'd be awesome.
We are 3/4 of the way through the stream. Boy, time flies.
Hey, and if anybody at work is listening to the stream, tell the engineers to stop texting me.
All right.
I'm not at work.
There we go. All right. Have you looked into the Gaussian, I guess,
Gaussian.
sodium ion Gaussian? Oh, Gaussian. There we go. There it is. That's what that word says. Ion batteries. This is why I don't do this often. That claims to have a cycle life of 20,000 charge low temp of -40.
-40 C. Come on.
Wow.
That's cold.
Yeah. Man, where are you at? That's what I want to know. That's crazy.
Never heard of it, and never tested it. I haven't actually tested sodium ion yet.
Okay. All right. Kenny says, if I buy a QBix 100 Pro now, will it be UL listed or UL compliant when certified? That's an interesting question.
That would be a question to officially certify with EcoWorthy. My understanding is, or potential understanding is, all of the hardware components in that battery remain the same. All that is missing right now is the sticker, and the battery is sitting somewhere waiting for the UL people to get to it and do their certifications or whatever and put the sticker on it. So I don't think it's going to change internally anything, but that would certainly be something to clarify with EcoWorthy before buying one.
I know with some other products that I have looked into, I've been told it won't apply. Other ones that I have heard will send you the sticker because, like you said, Jeffrey, nothing inside changed, and now we've got it. But I know that AHJs want that sticker, and it's an expensive sticker.
Very expensive.
Somebody was saying my volume was a little low on my mic. Did I seem lower than the rest of you guys, or seem normal?
Seems fine to me.
Sound good to me.
Benjamin says over here, I can't get to it to click on it, but one of the latest comments, Goshen has just been picked to build the LFP packs on the new Slate EV truck. That's kind of cool.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, so back to the QQQs. Should I install a sub panel to attempt to bring part of my house off grid via my Bluetti Apex 300 plus 8 kilowatt hours of batteries as a first step via an inlet, or should I take a different path?
I have thoughts and opinions about everything, but this is probably something you guys could weigh in on.
Adam,
Who
Rodney?
wants it? Say, I mean, I would definitely look at doing something like that because you can easily pick a handful of circuits and move them over to this dedicated sub panel, and then your Bluetti powers that sub panel.
Yeah.
We've had a few folks that we have showcased their systems on the live stream where they're powering part or most of their home from various Bluetti products. So, I mean, yeah, start saving money. You've got that system, utilize it, and then you don't have to have all those extension cords running all over the place to power different appliances and devices in your home.
Yeah, I pretty much moved every load over to power, so I would definitely do it if I didn't have the systems that I have in place now, and I was using Blue Eddy or Anker or somebody, they have all those smart devices you can hook up and get it to power your sub panel either from the solar or from the grid. So I would definitely do it to save money and to be more self-reliant. If the power does go out, you'll be able to power certain loads. Your refrigerator, your internet, whatever's important to you. I always name those two. That's always the most important for me because I want my food to be cold and I want the internet to work so I know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. All right, Cruise
those
Control
kids entertained.
says, there we go.
Too. Yeah.
I'm still waiting to jump into solar, but I have a ton of trees on my 4 acres, and it will be a lot of work to get a spot cleared. How bad is partial shading, and are the cheap-ish ways? What are the cheapest ways to mitigate?
I wouldn't say cheap, but optimizers, you could use those on your solar array. And I use some of those at my parents' house because part of the day, the top row of panels kind of get shaded by their house. So I use some optimizers on there and they definitely work because you can see in that same string, I could have a panel pulling in 300 watts and one's pulling in 25 or 50. So, I definitely like them, but they're not the cheapest thing in the world. So I don't know a cheap way.
Yeah. Now, what I'll say is I'm kind of in the same boat here, right? I've got trees everywhere and I don't have an array up. But what I do, and you might look into this, it's not for everyone. It's going to be like 1% of you guys out there, but one of y'all is going to have the opportunity, and that is to get yourself one of the only existing free nights plans that don't exclude you because you have solar equipment, and then just charge your batteries. Get the inverters, charge your batteries at night for free, and then use it during the day, and then start building the solar as you can. But use what you've got to offset your electric bill to get rid of that and buy your equipment and just get on with it, and then start building out your solar arrays. You take trees down.
And maybe cut the tops of the trees out to start with. I don't know if that would be easier or cheaper. I don't know. There's different things you could do without taking the whole tree out, I guess, but it depends on what you're able to get to and the work you're able to do yourself.
At least it's not your neighbor's trees. Those are harder to cut down.
Cut those down in the middle of the night.
All right. Blaine says, I have a grid tie grow watt hooked up using your AC method. That's cool. Have you thought to test a grow watt grid tie on batteries, seeing it needs 100 volts to wake up? Thanks.
So I assume he's talking about the grid tied, or I'm sorry, the AC coupled solar. And he's probably curious to know if he can do what I do frequently, where let's just take my Hoy Miles microinverter. That's designed to connect up to 4 different panels. It's one microinverter. It has 4 separate MPPTs inside of it. So it does panel level optimization. But then after it does that, there's just one inverter for all 4 panels. And the hack is it accepts up to 60 volts of DC input. So I put a lithium iron phosphate battery in place of the solar, and then feed the solar through a charge controller into that battery. And the inverter just thinks that it gets this lovely solar when in reality it's battery power. It is solar power, but coming by way of a battery. Anyway, so I think that person is asking if he can do the same thing with his grow watt, as opposed to AC coupling it, to like the 12,000 XP or something like that. And he hit the nail on the head. The answer is no. Those larger string inverters require higher voltages for their DC input. And lithium iron phosphate batteries top out at 58 volts when fully charged, but they're usually sitting 52-ish. 51.2 is obviously the nominal voltage rating. So no, and you can't hook those up in series at this point either. That will blow up the MOSFETs on the BMS. So you got to just stick with the AC coupled system.
And it looks like we're up to 3.9 megawatt hours. So anybody that got the solar, we're close to 4.
Dude, let's hit 4.
Yeah, and also when the giveaway stuff does come up, you're gonna have to put a chat comment in, I'm pretty sure. So I think you have to be logged in to chat, right? If anybody's not chatting right now, be prepared to do that if you want to win. So
that's right. Yep. So if you're watching on TV, also bust out your mobile phone and get ready to chat. To push us over, I better enter my 3.2 kilowatt hours just to make sure.
Every bit helps.
Yeah. 3.2.
Man, I'm still seeing questions just flow in. And
I know, guys. I'm sorry. We're not going to be able to get to
gonna
them.
hit 'em
We're
all.
going to do one more. In fact, while I'm entering it in,
We probably have to bring him back.
Yeah. Is there a hack for the DJI Power 1000 SD ports for external battery use?
Almost. I started working on that and tabled it because there were some more pressing videos I wanted to make, but it's still on my list. The good news is DJI does use 51.2 volt nominal batteries inside at least the Power 1000 that I have. So anyway, there's a high likelihood that we can work something out. I just need a little more time to work on it.
Okay. Well, sorry everyone for all the questions. Gosh, I'm looking through. There's probably, I don't even know, 20 left that we didn't even get to. By and far, this is the most question rich guest we've had, I'd say. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Jeffrey, we're gonna have you back on to answer some more of these questions. Appreciate you coming on here tonight.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Adam, we do have 235 people watching. We definitely appreciate everybody that's here. I know most of y'all are here for the giveaway, but hey, we still appreciate it.
That's right.
No, correction, Rodney. They're here for me. No, I'm just teasing.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's hard to tell.
True. I'm sorry.
I mean, based on the questions that we're seeing, I mean, that's not that far off.
It's just funny how everybody we bring on, they have like a expertise or just something they do a lot, and that's where the questions turn. Everybody's asking all these questions that they've never asked us before, probably because we don't know anything. But
it's probably a good reason for it too.
Well, in the remaining time, as we conclude with the giveaway and stuff, I'd be curious for those of you that are part of my channel to comment and let me know in the comments here if you'd be interested in a live stream on my channel. I've actually never done that, but I could certainly consider that. So anyway, light up the comments and I'll watch them here as things progress.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we do the giveaway, because some of you guys have a bad tendency of just turning it off the moment your name doesn't come across the clicker, and I get it. I might be one of those guys too. But nonetheless, before we get there, Jeffrey, go ahead and pitch your channel, whatever else it is. Where can people find you? What would you like everybody to know before we do this?
Yeah. So the channel name is There's a Trick for That. And you can just search that. Kind of a unique name. I do have a little history as far as why it's named that on the description of the channel. So you can go read that and learn. But the whole priority with what I do is to bring valuable content, especially to the DIY community, and to help the little guy. Yeah, I have the giant tower of power and stuff, which is fun. But if you've been part of the channel for any period of time, you've seen me piece it together bit by bit. I bought a lot of the stuff to get it started with my own money as well. So anyway, I've seen the problem with a lot of the YouTube channels is they'll start small, it'll be fun, intimate, they'll do what their audience wants them to do, and then they grow, and the sponsorships and everything start pouring in, and all of a sudden they're chasing the next big shiny thing that's fun, but sometimes they leave the little guy behind, and that's really what I'm trying to help with. That's why I do all the hacks and stuff. All of us are not made out of money, and we need to try to make it as accessible and I use the term best bang for the buck as possible out there. And so that's really what I try to focus on and help with. And so anyway, that if you are one of those people that want to learn how to get the best bang for your buck and learn solar along the way and stuff, come join the channel.
Man, that's awesome. And I appreciate you being here tonight. We've put a link in the description. It's also flown through the live chat a couple times as it's whirling by. But I think at this point, probably the best thing for us to do is go ahead and announce the company formerly known as MidNite Power's new brand. I guess we're announcing their
the winners.
Yeah.
So the people that put in the name and the logo, we're about to show you who won. So if you made these, you're going to be the winner of a system. Plus, we're going to give away one here in the chat here in a minute. And we hit 4 megawatts too, just so everybody knows. Bam.
What? That's crazy.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right, man, what a night. So you're going to see the logo, like icon, and then the name, and everything else was just, I couldn't get my AI to make it any less complicated. So that's what it is. It's just the logo thing and the name. The rest of it, whatever. But if you made that logo or you came up with that name, you're going to be getting a system, and you will be contacted directly by the company formerly known as MidNite Power. Okay, so where is it? I got to try to scroll. I think it's, here we go. And drum roll, please.
Where's the button?
Where's the button?
Yeah,
There's a button
I don't
somewhere.
I got a button somewhere. Not that one.
Did that work?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Bam. Perfect.
SolMax Solutions and the sun thing there with the power IO button on it. That's
The logo.
how was
the
he
sun
call
logo.
it? The logo.
Yeah, I mean,
So very cool. SolMax Solutions, I guess maximizing solar and their solution for it. That's awesome. I think it's cool. It's definitely going to be less confusing than MidNite. Which one was it?
MidNite Power
MidNite Power
and
So
MidNite
it's-
Solar.
and
Yep.
MidNite Solar, since they're separate. So SolMax Solutions, congratulations on the winners. I want to know, did anyone in the comments, are y'all saying, hey, that was me or anybody? I mean,
Yeah. Did anybody make
now
the name or
everyone-
the logo? Let us
now
know.
all of them are gonna be like, that was me. Yeah, I can,
I want to know if it's somebody in our community or just some random person.
So so the person that came up with that logo is going to be winning a MidNite 1 10 kilowatt inverter and a MidNite PowerFlow 16, which is a 16 kilowatt hour battery. And then the same goes with the person that came up with the name for SolMax Solutions.
of course, Jim says it was him. Yeah.
That was my idea.
Of course it was,
Oh.
Jim. No, I don't believe you. Okay. So would be hilarious if half of you guys just left because you're like, I didn't win.
Yeah.
And
And
no,
we
now
haven't
we're
even did
gonna
the giveaway.
now we're gonna do the giveaway. Okay, so here's the rule for the giveaway. Now, this is case sensitive. All right. So if you don't follow instructions, you know who you are in the chat. I'm not going to start calling names out. If you don't follow instructions, you're not going to be eligible to win. You must put in the # or hashtag, depending on when you were born, capital SOL, capital MAX, SolMax, because that's the new name. Get it?
So all capital letters.
No, no. Capital S, then lowercase OL, capital MAX.
So there you go.
Oh,
Type
Rodney.
hashtag.
Hey, I just want to make sure
No,
it's
you've
clear.
got people doing it in all caps.
No, I was just
That's your
asking. I didn't tell
fault,
people to
Rodney.
do that.
I
Look,
said
just put
capital.
capital S, O
What
L,
you see
capital
on
M.
screen.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure everybody knew. I wasn't trying to mess people up.
Oh,
Hey, y'all
why
got
is it
plenty of
going-
time. Just put it in the right way, people. When you put it up, your name's gonna come up here in the little chat thing that's scrolling on the screen, so you'll know that you're
Yeah.
entered because it's gonna
Now-
show it on the screen. If you don't see your name, do it again.
All right, and some of y'all doing this 14 times in a row, it's only going to count you once. So just do
Yes.
it once.
Yeah.
Now, this is, I think we found out this is U.S. only, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Lower
So,
48, right?
Yep. Unfortunately, just
Lower 48.
it's all shipping costs.
You got to be
that's
18
the
years
big thing.
old. Probably can't be one of the YouTubers who, whatever. all the things. So it'll be really
Darn,
awkward.
I was entering for the 16th time. No, I'm just teasing.
So we've got 251 people in the live stream right now, and we have 181 participants so far for this giveaway.
Yep.
Well, there are a lot of people who watch on their TV, so it's probably.
We gave them the warning, though.
We
Look,
did.
Get
Well,
your
what I
make
said
sure-
is-
Get your tablets.
Make sure you're
Yeah.
putting pound, capital S, lowercase OL, capital M, lowercase AX. Because some of y'all I see is not right. That's scrolling by. So make
Hey,
sure your
you know,
name pops up on here.
I told you, follow the instructions. If you don't follow the
Yeah.
instructions,
Type it just like it says on the screen. Don't listen to me.
oh my gosh, someone's gonna be like, "I could have won," but Rodney started talking.
You can type it again, everybody. Come on. Hey, I didn't make it difficult. I didn't make that. I would have made it all capital, all lower. I would have made it
That's
easy
not
for
your
you.
new name, Rodney.
So I'm blaming Eric.
It's all ChatGPT's fault.
Yeah.
Whatever AI.
I didn't
he
come up with the
uses.
name. Okay. All right.
All right, we are at 260 folks in the live stream with 198 total participants.
All right. It's 5 after. Should we give them?
We'll
3
give you another
seconds?
minute or something.
Yeah, because some people do watch. Like,
They need to run through their house, find the tablet that's not charged, plug it in.
log in, go find your password, start
Mm-hmm.
yelling at your wife, "What's the password?" Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're pretty much there. In the meantime, anybody have anything they need to say? Now we got everyone's attention.
Hey,
No?
if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 so we get monetized for this live
just be
stream.
nice.
So
Nice to
that
get
would be
over 1,000.
awesome. So
And if you're not subscribed to Jeffrey's channel, jump on over there and subscribe to his, because you've heard everything that he's talked about tonight, and he's even hinted at things coming up, so you don't want to miss those either.
That's right. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and I don't know,
right.
spin that wheel.
Let's light this candle. We have 205 total participants.
I'll try this. Nail it. Oh, that was a little premature.
Didn't time that right.
how do you say that name?
I don't know.
You won.
Puck ups.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So,
EUCOPZ.
do us a favor. Send your contact and shipping information. I'm going to throw this on screen to live@unplugged.solar, and we'll get that sent over to SolMax.
Yeah, you're about to say midnight.
I almost said MidNite Power, but we'll get that
Yep.
sent over to you.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, I put.
I was going to say, let's go. We already did it.
That's the wrong one. That was the wrong one. Sorry. Okay. Well, all right. Anyway, yes. And I thought I saw him in the chat saying that, which is why I typed that in and then lost it. You are still here, right? Make sure you got those instructions. Whatever your name
He
is.
did comment.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, I
did
did say
comment,
let's go.
said let's
Just didn't do the there it was. It
Okay.
was let's go without the or the apostrophe. There it is. All right, cool. Congratulations. That's oh yeah, there you go. Still here.
And do we want them to send like a screenshot of their username from YouTube or something like that to verify it's them on their phone, or just we're going to believe them?
Oh, and real quick, let's just double check. You are like you are in the United States,
Lower 48,
lower 48,
over 18.
over 18.
If you are, let us know. We'll
Have a
won't
postal
pick
address.
somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I know everybody here's holding their breath, hoping that you're not, but
Yeah.
we got to give it away to somebody.
Well, we do want to
Denver, all
Denver,
right.
31,
Yeah,
bam.
31.
All right.
There we go.
Now, what's your
Sorry-
social security
sorry, everybody.
number and
Yep.
credit card information as well?
Brother's maiden name.
Oh man.
Oh, we do
Cool.
want to thank. Shoot, I almost did it again. SolMax Solutions for allowing us to do this giveaway.
Yeah, awesome.
That's right. How do we
That's
get rid of
awesome.
the banner so we can see Adam again?
Yeah, they don't need to see me. They're sick of seeing me.
Oh, wait. Okay, I put it back up as soon as it went away. Cool. Yeah, man, that was fun. Watching the live ticker of people watching just drop like a rock. So we're gonna just end it, guys. Thanks everybody. Jeffrey, thanks so much. And just don't go
pleasure.
anywhere when we go offline. We'll kind of chat for a second. But everybody else, thank you very much. Thanks SolMax for giving away this cool stuff and having a fun competition. We will see you guys next week, same time, same place, and we'll talk to you then.